All right, so I'm gonna do the questions for atheists by Matt Slick. So it's number one, how would you define atheism? Belief in no God or gods. Number two, do you act according to what you believe there is no God, Aaron, or what you don't believe and lack belief in a God? Do you act according to what you believe there is no God, what you don't believe? Well, I mean, I'm a person, and if a God exists, made me, I was indoctrinated with religion, and I was told like I was 7 years old that uh, thunder and lightning was God bowling, and I just didn't even make sense. I guess I was born as I have to see it to believe it. Um, and let alone how would you know if it was God or which God? If we met like a super entity of some sort, maybe it's like an alien or an alien God or something. So I have to go by the reality I live in, whether I'm in a matrix or a fake reality. That's all I can go by. It's what I perceive. And I can't live in a delusion. So God made me atheist. If he exists. So, I mean, number three, do you think it is inconsistent for someone who lacks belief in God to work against God's existence by attempting to show that God doesn't exist? Okay, do you think it is inconsistent for someone who lacks belief in God to work against God's existence by attempting to show that God doesn't exist? Alright, I'm just gonna take a little of the word. Do you think it's inconsistent for someone who lacks belief? No, um, I mean, I guess we're all wired different. And if there's a God, we're all wired different. Um, some people can believe in delusion. I guess I'm a materialist. I have to see it to believe it. So it's not inconsistent for someone who lacks belief. I mean, I have to see. There has to be evidence. If there isn't, number four, how sure are you that your atheism probably represents reality? Well, I mean, all atheism is belief in no gods. I just go by the reality, which we have. Our best thing is science to explain the reality we live in. That's our best thing. You know, um, it was saying when the eclipse would be, boom, science nailed it. Exactly nailed it. The blood moon eclipse, they nailed it. They even told you the shape, how it would turn, when the cloud was passing, how would, the eclipse would disappear, all at the right times. They nailed it. So I have to go by with science um, because it's accurate and predictive. And to explain the reality we live in, there's another method. It hasn't been demonstrated. And we know the supernatural hasn't been demonstrated. So I have to go with science is the only way to explain our reality, whether we live in a fake reality or a real reality. And it's the closest we can ever come to really explain as much as we can or everything. So I'm sure there are probably atheists out there that don't even care about science. Maybe a few. Um, they just don't believe in God because they just don't believe in God, and they don't care about science. There's some atheists like that. We're all different. It's not like atheism, religion, atheism. The people believe the same thing. We're all different. I'm sure there's atheists against abortion. I'm sure there's atheists for abortion. I mean, on so many different issues. So I just have to go by the reality I live in. until God shows up, or I see some supernatural stuff. Then there'll be more questions, and but I would never worship a God or belief, because I think that's silly and boring, and especially a God that doesn't reveal itself. I mean, how would you define what truth is? Truth is I think truth is what the accurate answer is. You know, that's what truth is, the accurate answer. When you evaluate everything and you come to the conclusion, that's the answer. That's what truth is. Otherwise, it's not truth. Why do you believe your atheism is just a position to hold? I don't know why people. I mean, the word atheism, it's all it means is belief in no God. It's not like a doctrine or anything. I mean, there's atheists different than me that believe in different things. Like I said, whether it's abortion or against abortion or for abortion or different ideas. We're all different. To me, it's just I don't believe in a God because I don't see any evidence for it. So I don't understand the question where it's not like a religion or anything. There's nothing we worship. The good thing about science is you can falsify and unfalsify things, and we go by first is hypothesis and theory. Theories, the facts of all the evidence of peer-reviewed papers and evidence of such as fossils and stuff, and studying science and formulas and using our telescopes to find things, and the good thing is we learn more. That's what science doesn't have facts. It's the amount of evidence is fact, but it can always change. For example, germ theory, atomic theory, it's still a theory, but we know it's already proven. Same with the theories. The Big Bang theory, it's already proven. But we can go, as we gather more data and evidence, the data can change to get to the best evidence. So could germ theory and atomic theory be overturned? It could, but it's highly unlikely. It's already been proven, even though it's a theory. That's why science is so honest. So, are you a materialist or physicalist or what? I mean, I have to see it to believe it, so I guess that's a materialist. A physicalist, but let alone if there's a God, what would it look like? Would it be a force? Would it be energy? Would it actually look like a person? So I would have to have some kind of evidence of a God. Like I said, if we found, like we found in the cosmos some super entity of some sort, and what is it? Some people would think, "Oh, that's God. We found God." But how would you know which God was it? If it was a God, maybe it's just a super alien. Maybe it's an alien God. So it's very hard to tell. Like, what is a God? I mean, there could be so many different things what a God could be. We never seen anything like that. And it's like the thing about the supernatural. What's the supernatural realm? And if science can explain the supernatural, then it's not supernatural anymore. So we haven't even got to that point yet. Maybe one day we could. That'd be very interesting. Probably mind-blowing science. And then there could be a way to confirm supernatural. Or a way to test it. Number 9, do you affirm or deny that atheism is a worldview? Why or not? I say no. Because every atheist is going to have different issues. It's going to think differently. I mean, we all, we don't believe in gods. But the rest is different. You can have people you can have people for abortion and people against abortion. Or some other topics. Maybe cloning. Some for cloning. Well, I won't throw that in because. But yeah, I guess for cloning or not cloning or whatever issue. So I don't think it's a worldview. It's just we don't believe in gods, and everybody's gonna have different. Every of these is different because we all have different brains. We all have different brains. We all think differently, but all atheists we don't believe in gods, so it's not a worldview. Number 10, not all atheists are antagonistic to Christianity, but for those of you who are one of the antagonism, probably not even probably antagonistic as other atheists, at least the ones who grew up with indoctrination religion. They had a rough time, so I can see why they could be really antagonistic to Christianity. So I'm kind of really a mild atheist, but I don't think religion should be in politics and stuff and take away people's freedoms and to me it's just crazy and blows my mind. People believe in the magic journey for prayers and never answer, and the world's in chaos, and people's like, so God help you and praise God, but there's no God doing anything. So it just kind of just blows my mind. I mean, so I'm like mild atheist. I'm not, people are free to believe what they want, but I just don't understand why people believe in invisible gods that are never going to show us I'm not doing anything. Remember having show where at one time I believe in the Christian God because he did not exist. Never was a believer. Never was a Christian. Pretty much always was an atheist. I guess maybe, because people always said there was a God. I was like, probably like 7 years old agnostic, but then as getting older, but then again, I pretty much it wasn't anything. So like people say, that God's only lying. I just didn't believe it. So I just kind of pretty much always an atheist. Number 12, do you believe the world would be better off without religion? I think so. A lot better. Especially the detrimental religions. The Islam religion, the Quran religion, and the Christianity religion. Both are bad religions. As long as you don't harm people. But the problem is that those religions are making the world go crazy. And Christianity's putting laws and rules on the government. That's bad. So, but I wouldn't say, you have good religion. Like Buddhism that doesn't harm anybody. I think Hinduism is kind of like a more spiritual meditation thing. So I would say, but at least the world would be better without Christianity and Islam, Muslim religion. Okay, I already answered that question. 13, 14. Do you believe that faith in a God or gods is a mental disorder? I think I have to go error in opposition. It can be, because they're a mental disorder, but it's really not. It's just the people don't understand, and they're kind of blinded by the faith. And to me, and some people, it seems like they're possessed by this faith. Like, it can be, I guess. You can, be possessed by this faith and be deluded because of the threat in hell and the God of heaven that people will just start to believe things and say things and expect God to do things, praise God, and show up when that was never going to happen and was going to continue. So, it can, I guess. There was an article with a psychology that says it can be a mental disorder, but I don't think everybody is. It depends. Some people are more religious than others. 15. Must God be known through the scientific method? Now that's interesting. I don't think so. Until we can find a way to test the supernatural, I think